Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Touring Car Sim Racing League. I'm your commentator, that's me, Andy Pawley. I will be here for the duration of tonight's 2 races, because we have a little bit of a different mix tonight compared to what we normally have. There's a little bit of a delay going on. If you're wondering why we're starting a bit late, it's because there is a massive download for Race Room. Today is the day. It is 35 gigabytes in total. So we started off about an hour ago with 2 drivers, and then slowly but surely everyone else has started to join. We're up to 20 drivers, which will be 21. I suspect, yep, Andy Foster's joined. You'll notice that some things have gone a bit awry. It's because you have to reload and unload everything and haven't had time, so that's not been done. We are at the Donnington Park National Racetrack. Absolutely great racing track, this. I love it. It's fantastic. It's going to be absolute dynamite for the drivers tonight. In total, we've got 21 drivers. We will be doing a reverse grid. Some couple of issues going on. Lots of people saying the game's crashing. So we might not be as... that will be definitely somebody in the background bidding it into the wall. There's Skylar, 25 downloaded of the 39 gig. It's a massive download at the moment. So we're going to find out what's happening, because the other thing that's going on as well is at the moment the person controlling the server can't actually get into the server. So that's also going on as well. So we'll see how that goes on for today. Papa Dim's currently fastest. Gregor is carrying ballast as well. So there's going to be a lot of drivers on ballast through the evening. If everybody can guess in, if everybody is on target, we will be there at around, I reckon, about 20 drivers is what we'll get. So you might see this run and reset itself as we go through the day. Right, let's have a little look what we've got in terms of the driver standings. So, driver standings is Gregor is leading on 150 points, 70 kilograms on board. There is kilograms on board. We do run from 1st to 10th with 7 kilogram increments. They carry that. It's championship ballast. They carry it through the entirety of the round. They don't lose it between races, which means that they can gain an advantage in races 2 and 3, or what will be the feature race tonight. It's a 30-minute race tonight for race 2. With a 10-minute pit stop window. So that's going to be exciting. We're going to see if they can actually... there's some drivers who have never done this before, who have never, ever done pit stops before. So is there going to be mistakes? Yes, there is. Fuel, not mandatory. Tyres, only 2 need to be changed. So the question is, some of these guys that have been driving this have been doing long distance, not the long distance driving, they're not long distance lorry drivers. So some of the drivers that have been doing, well, that's not worked at all, that's great. So yeah, as I expected, the dates, we will have to run on a reduced service for the minute, as that all figures itself out. So There is a 15-minute sprint race coming up to start with. That is 15 minutes. That will be determined by the qualifying positions. Then there is a 30-minute feature race. It's loaded up now. Fantastic. There is a 30-minute feature race. Pit stop window opens at 10 minutes and closes at 20 minutes. There is it's mandatory. They have to complete a pit stop. Tyre wear is on 2 times, so they will chew up the tyres. Now, they have to change 2 tyres. What those 2 tyres are is up to them. It can be the front ones, the back ones, the left ones, the right ones. They can change all 4 tyres. They can change 3 tyres, even though you can't do that in the game, but they could if one wheel falls off. Repair, not mandatory. So if you have damage, you don't have to fix it. Fuel, you do not have to load it. The strategy is going to be important because fresh air is going to play a massive part in this tonight. The national circuit is a very, very short circuit. And it does affect the drivers. So I'm not sure what's going to be happening with this because the guy, basically the server, no one can access the server. So I think it's going to reset itself into something, probably practice again. And we'll see what happens from this moment. Yes, it's reset itself into practice again. So we'll go from there with it. So we may be delaying this, we may be not, but I will be here for the fun for tonight, no matter what happens. MB Racing, that's Mike Bullen for you Honda fans at home. That's Mike Bullen, he driving in the Honda. Skyler isn't in, Jobber is driving the Honda as well. That is Russ Edwards. Everyone else is having server. This might be a delayed, so be prepared. Be prepared that there might be a delay to tonight's proceedings. So if you want to go away and get yourself a kebab, get it ordered. I'd highly recommend it because we could be having a delay. Yeah, this isn't going to make any difference because they are setting the race. So we'll get something random at the moment in terms of what we got. And we'll see what we get. So it's I'm not sure what's going on here. Well, we're going to get a race. We'll get a very short race. We'll see what we get anyway. I'll commentate on it because it's still a bit fun. So they're having server issues. They're worried about resetting the server. So some people are just going to get a race regardless. I'm not entirely sure if this 15-minute race is going to count. We will see. There is no qualifying that they have done. So we'll see what happens. I believe the server is going to kick us out. There we go. So the server has kicked us out. That's what I thought was going to happen. So we will see where this will go from this point. And we will get onto the commentary, as always, from that. Right. Well, that's trying to figure itself out. Welcome back to the commentary box. So, as always, we do show this stuff live. It is done as we see it. There is some server issues. So, while they're all trying to figure that out in the background, let's talk about the big race room update that's happened. So it is a 39 gig update. They're restarting the server so you can watch Jobber. He's keeping everything interlinked. So it is a 39 gigabyte update. It took me about an hour to download it. It was a huge update. It is a massive update in terms of the graphics, in terms of race room. They've changed into what they call dynamic weather. There is no rain. There is no night mode at the moment. It is purely from dusk to dawn, they call it. Dusk till dawn? Yeah, dusk till dawn. Will there be an update going forward? I suspect there will be, but they've still got a lot to do on the engine that's in the background. Has it visually improved it? I think it has. The shadows are better, the textures are better, the lighting's better. I think for those guys that are running in cockpit view or in the screens in the way they are, do I think it's really affected them in the same way? No, I don't. From a spectator point of view, it has given us a visual enhancement. So it has really helped us for you, the viewers at home. I think it's a good update. Does it still look better than R Factor 2? Yes, R Factor 2 looks horrendous. It's absolutely rubbish. It looks awful. I even think iRacing doesn't look very good. Personal opinion. ACC is the best looking game out there. It looks fantastic. It's just a really, really well-rounded package. So they've done, and there's a new ACC game coming out as well, so no doubt they'll have sorted out a lot of the bugs that they've got in it. But I still think this game looks great. Is there going to be teething issues? I suspect there is. The server is back up and running into its 15-minute practice session. So let's just get ourselves logged back in, and then we will hopefully get the show on the road. I would log itself in, but it won't let me in, so we'll give it 5 minutes. We'll go back to the stream while I try and figure out what the password is. Unless they've changed it, which will be very handy, as you'd expect. So, yeah, it's a bit... There we go. We're up and running. We are back in. So, we're back again. So yeah, it is a good update. I think the update themselves, I think it has been a very, very good update. Is there going to be bugs in the system? 100% there's going to be bugs in the system. I don't think it's going to be perfect. For some reason, again, my screen really likes Mike Bullen and his car. He's decided that is the car they want to go with. So there'll be another 15-minute reset of practice. Then we'll go into the 10 minutes of qualifying. After the 10 minutes of qualifying, it is an open qualifying practice, which means the drivers have to find space on the track. With currently 17 drivers, 21 predicted up to 25, because some of them will probably finish their download in the next 15 minutes. If they get in, they can still enter during qualifying. So they still, with a 25-minute window, should roughly just about meet race 1. If not, they'll be there for race 2. So that's going to be exciting. Yes, Styler coming on as well, saying that the new lighting dynamic as well should be better for weather, and it will. It does act. There is an actual difference between the two. I think if you've played ACC a lot, ACC visually is a very good-looking game. It always has been. They've spent. I mean, it was when it first came out, it was a dog of a game. It wasn't very good. The tyre dynamics, the lighting, the graphic, it was a horrible game. And then they've slowly improved it, and it's now really, really is a great game for GT3s. If you love GT3s, it's the best game out there. iRacing, for me, visually just doesn't look very good. I don't drive the cars, so I can't comment on that, but visually, I think it looks horrible. And R Factor 2, for me, looks the worst. And it just looks horrible as a game. It looks like something that was on PlayStation 3. That's how bad it looks. Project Cars 2 looks better than R Factor 2, to be honest. But R Factor 2 is popular with a very niche community, and always will be. From what I understand, well, if you love your touring cars, it's the only place it's the only place you can play BTCC touring cars. Can't play them anywhere else. So I think because it has that IP, it does very well. It has a very niche sector, but yeah, is what it is. Right, enough of that. Right, let's get over to the racing today with 11 minutes left to go on the practice clock. We've got 20 drivers in, which means it will be there for race 2. There will be a reverse grid. And the reverse grid will be at 20 to 25 drivers. Because there is now 21 drivers in. So it is going to be, there's going to be a couple of drivers that are going to have to hopefully scramble to get themselves in. The question is, are they going to get themselves in quick enough? 2025 is 16, so we're up to 16 on the drivers. And we will see where we go from there. Right, let's get back over to where we are. Let's see what our times are up on the screen at the moment. So, Opalic's currently fastest. So for the Opalic fans that are listening that have yet to comment, your man is fastest in all 3 sectors and is currently going faster than anybody in Sector 1. He's going to come through Sector 2. Rob South, that's It's because no one else has yet set a time. That would be why Rob South is coming up as fastest on the board. Rob South is in the amateur category, which is why I was slightly surprised he was up at second. And now the early times are coming in. George is currently in second. Portugal is in third. That's the two Lincoln Co's. Rob South is down now fourth. Fabio Gill is in fifth. Fabio Gill, don't forget, last time winner out. A second to T-Joke. Currently, Pascal Jean-Petre has just joined. He had that massive issue last time out, and that cost him dearly. So he's going to be wanting to make changes and rectify his last season's last race result at Suzuka. Don't forget, in the final chicane, he bashed himself out of the track all by himself. He had no one else to blame but himself, and he didn't blame anyone else but himself, but it was his own fault. Fastest at the moment is T-Joke. So T-Joke is set at 0.2 of a second faster. This is practice session, by the way. It is 8 minutes 45 remaining of the qualifying session. I did have a cup of tea somewhere, and I've lost my cup of tea. Well, that's worked out well. So I had a cup of tea, and it's gone. Well, that worked out. So, fastest. He has gone fastest at the moment. Butcher second. Opalik is still third. Anybody going faster at the moment? Fabio Gill is improved 0.2 of a second off, but he's just not fast enough. Fastest in Sector 1 is T-Joke at 28.7. Opalik's fastest Sector 2, 32.2. 10.4. So, the theoretical fastest lap is currently a 111.4. No, 111.2 is the theoretical fastest practice lap at the moment. But again, we do not know fuel loads that are on board the cars, so we don't know that what they're doing at the moment. It's still thinking Fabio Gills. What's Boki doing? Let's have a little look at Boki. Boki's currently going a bit faster. He's 0.4 up in Sector 1, 1/10 up in Sector 2. T-Joke's just gone provisional fastest, so 111.686. Boki's gone fastest, or had gone fastest, gets himself into second. He gained in Sector 2. He was fastest in Sector 2. He was really fast in Sector 2. A 32.3 against a 32.5 for T-Joke. So Sector 2, he is the fastest of any driver at the moment. Back on Fabio Gill, currently now down in 7. 0.6 up, in 0.6 behind in Sector 1. Personal best, but not good enough. Opalik's down to third. Nick Papadim puts himself into second, doing nothing special on any of the sectors at all, but enough that he puts himself into second position. We're still following Fabio Gill. Computer seems to like Fabio Gill at the moment. He currently stays 6th fastest. T-Joke about to start as faster again. He's absolutely flying. And he goes and extends his leads to a 111.6. So he's down from a 111, but he's not fastest of everybody. Papadim is fastest. No. Opalik's fastest in Sector 1. Boki's Sector 2 and 3, so there is, like I said, a 111.4. Still theoretical coming up on the board. What can Papadim do from his current second? Can he extend this into a provisional position in practice? Again, we do not know fuel load, so he's purple Sector 1, purple Sector 2. Can he convert this in Sector 3? Crosses the line? Yes. Yes, he does. A 111.3. And he was fastest Sector 1, fastest Sector 2, and nearest us makes no difference, fastest a slight off Sector 3. Mike Bullen's improved. Jean-Petre has improved as well, gets himself into second position, 1/10 of a second off. Portugal following him around in the Lincoln Co. At 0.3 of a second off. I don't think this is going to be anything special. as he crosses the line. He'll improve to 13th, but not enough. Papadim retakes the lead. John Petra is in second. He is coming up the board. He was going faster than anybody, but it's been disallowed. It's been disallowed. Gregor's down in third. Don't forget, he is carrying maximum ballast on board. That is 70 kilograms that he's got on board that car. So that's really going to hurt him in his tyre choices and his ability to rotate the car properly. It's going to eat his tyres on 2 times. So the question is, can he convert this? Gregor has just gone purple in Sector 1. He's absolutely flying in the Honda now. That Honda, if you can get the rhythm right, it can just keep going and going and going. In Sector 2, 32.5, we are looking for a 1 minute 0.9 dead or a 60.5. That's the number you're looking for to exit Sector 2 to be up against Papadim. Question is, what can he do here? It's a short blast to the line for Sector 3. Crosses the line, goes slightly faster by 1/10 of a second. Can he maintain this now and he's just gone into the pits. He's just got into the pits. He was about to go provisionally faster than anybody. Now, is that a tactical play? Did he not want to expose, or is he going for practice stop? No, I don't think no. Papadim's gone faster again in Sector 1. He's gone fastest again in Sector 2. Setting those screens alight at the top of the practice board. 3 minutes to go for the end of practice. Extends his lead by Nirazovs, makes no difference. 11.39. Jean Petra's going a bit faster. Ashbourne has improved to 0.3 of a second. 12th at this current rate. He'll put himself top 10. Can he maintain that? No. No, he doesn't. He doesn't get any further forward. Mike Bullen currently on 0.2 of a second. And he just runs off the road. We'll leave that one alone. Rob South from the Kitty Litter Racing, the KLR. What can Rob South do from here? He's changed. He changed from his little Hyundai. Nick Papadim is just going faster and faster and faster. I mean, that's a 1/10 of a second. So he closed that from a 28.6 to a 28.5. And John Petra just went through that sector on a 28.57. Papadim did a 28.52. 33.3 is 1/10. He's still shy. Goes a bit faster again. 11.225. What can John Petra do is up in Sector 2. That's a 32.204. Can he maintain this to the line? No, he cannot. He closes the gap to within 1/100th of a second. But Nirazovs makes no difference. Aaron Markham returning to the championship. The question is, on 23, can he do anything from here? He's in the Eurotech Auto Sports car. I think he's been away doing other things at the moment, so I think he's going to struggle to bring that back. Mike Bullen, 0.3 of a second up. What can he do in Sector 2? 0.6 of a second up. Crosses the line. Does he go for the pit stop? Needs to keep all 4 wheels pointing in the right direction before Redgate. And he improves to only 13th. Shaw's User, second in the championship. 1/10 of a second off. So if he can currently in 11th position, if he can maintain this pace, he should put himself top 2. Top 2 is where he needs to go. Now, the problem he's going to have is there's a lot of Trip 6 Motorsport drivers in here. They're going to have to pick a lead driver at some point. And who's that going to be? They're going to have to work together. 0.3 of a second up now. If he can maintain this, he'll put himself top 3. No, he hasn't. He's dived in the pits as well. Aaron Markham, 0.9 of a second off again. Going through that Sector 1. I think he's going to struggle now. Let's see what he can do from here. 1.8 seconds. 1.8 seconds. So at the current moment, he's going to be 20th. 23rd. Brings the car home in 23rd with 1 second to go. Right, over to the qualifying session. This is a 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes qualifying session. It is all done by I forgot what it is. I completely forgot what it is. It's 15 minutes, and they go around the track and they come back. That's what they do. There you go. It's 15 minutes, and they have to find their own place in qualifying. Nobody will do that at all. Right. Where's Papa Dim? He's still stationary. Right. So they've all jumped out at the moment. As it stands at the moment, where's T-Joke? He's a bit further up. Where's Gregor? So we'll keep an eye on Gregor. We'll put auto direct on for now and let the system figure itself out. So there is Jean Petra. I think he's running the old Tripsic Motorsport logo there. But we will see. Right. As one of the cars goes sideways. Papa Dim's gone through. Let's keep an eye on Gregor here. Number on the 69. He is in the Honda. He's been absolutely rapid. He hasn't been able to do the triple so far this season. He had an opportunity in the first race. He crashed out. He cannot take that in. Stu Neal has just joined, so he's just managed to get himself into the lobby. We're missing Alex Ward. Real shame, but that's how it is sometimes. So we are up to 23 drivers. I think that will be it. I don't think there will be anyone else past that at the moment. So let's keep an eye on Gregor. There is Shaw's. So is Shaw's User the first driver currently going out? It is. So let's keep an eye on Shaw's User. There's the 99. That's Bill Campion. He's going to have to hold on until he gets through there at the moment. Yes, so Bill Campion is retired. He's in the pits. What can Shaw's User do here? Riding on board with him now as he comes down through the left, right hand into the old hairpin before he starts that climb up the hill. This is where a lot of time can be lost or gained on this racetrack. It is a great opportunity for overtaking. As we still ride on board through the right-hander he goes. Needs to keep it nice and tidy. No heroics. Hopefully he can get all four wheels pointing in the right direction. He's absolutely mounted the curb with that one. It's probably not what he wanted to do, but you've got no choice. He's up. He's abandoned the lap. He's abandoned the lap. Shaw's Eustace abandoned the lap. Gregor is on it. So he cleverly, that was a little technique there as you come through the final S's, the little right-left-hander before we go back down to Redgrave. He's very cleverly got out the way of Gregor to basically not have the slipstream. So I don't think a 1:11.484 is going to be fastest at the moment. Opelix going faster, but doesn't put anything on the board. What's T-Joke doing? He crosses the line. Gregor is faster. Ashbourne second. As they're all starting to stream cross. There's Butcher. He's starting his flying lap at the moment. Where is Jean Petra? So your Jean Petra fans, he's starting his lap at the moment. Gregor is going faster in Sector 1. Oh, there's a little bit of a sim twitch there on a 1/10 of a second up. A 1:11.484. Papa Dim is 0.3 of a second off at the moment. I don't think it's going to be there. T-Joke is on it as well at the moment. What can he do from here? Can he get himself any extra treats? That's going to be the question. That's what we're going to see as he goes through the final right hairpin of Roberts, the Fogarty S's. Can he hold on to this now? Can he cross the line? Will he extend that lead to a 1:11? That's going to be very, very hard to beat. T-Joke isn't starting the flying lap, but he's 0.5 of a second off anybody in that period at the moment. He only gets himself into top 6. He goes top 5 at the moment. Derek Neal, 2.5 seconds off. Currently 3.1 off the lead. Should close that gap a little bit quicker. 2.7. Gets himself ahead of Rallis. George Rallis. Gets himself ahead of him at the moment. Anybody going faster? Craig Deeks get himself into 7th. Gregor is going faster. Our man in second, John Petra. is holding us currently at the moment a second fastest driver in that sector. But he's not going to get any helping hands from here unless there's some more Trip 6 Motorsport drivers ahead of him. I don't think there is. As it stands at the moment, what's Opalik doing? He's not doing anything special. We're watching Jean Petre. He's 0.03 of a second away from our man in Sector 1. Sorry, Gregor in Sector 1. He's not had to take the optimal line there through the right-hander of Koppis, and that's going to compromise as he comes into the S's, or was now the Roberts and Goddards. We're just going to call them the S's. Through the right, left-hander we go. And he gets rear-ended there. There's the right, there's the left. He's 3/10 up. He's 3/10 up. If he can maintain this, he'll go top 2. Top 3 at best. Get himself 0.3 of a second. Goes second. The board hasn't updated, but he's in second at the moment. Nick Papadim is improving, but he's not really finding any speed, if I'm honest. He's not really done anything special. Anybody going some special? Yes, there is. There is a Craig Dietz randomly has got the fastest Sector 2 time of anybody, a 32.095. Sector 1, Aaron Markham has improved now to 0.1 of a second off. So if he can keep this pace up, Jean Petre is in. Russ Butcher's just gone purple, Sector 2, 32.230. What can Aaron Markham do here? 0.4 of a second. He's losing so much time. So much time in Sector 2. Now, does he carry that on through the final sector? Crosses the line, shortest possible line. Gets himself top 10. That will be top 10. As he stands, no more heroics from him. Bill Campion, 1.4 seconds, currently in 21st. Bullen, Andy Foster, still not run yet. Crosses the line, goes 20th. Good improvement for him. Russ Butcher currently fastest in Sector 2. Jean Petra's in that sector. 5. Nick Papadim, he's going to go, 1.5 seconds. I think he's had a problem. He's had a problem and he's been blocked, so he's not really doing anything in that sector. Gregor's not really going any faster. Watching Portugal, that's the Lincoln Co. just ahead of us. 0.3 of a second away from that. He's going to lose it in the Sector 2. He's going to probably be 0.4 of a second up by the end of Sector 2. 8 second, even more than I thought. So at the moment he's down in 20th. He'll get himself top 12 if he can maintain that. No, doesn't really improve that much. 17th. 17th. Papadim, 0.6 of a second off, so he could be on for second place. He showed a 1:11.2 in the practice session. We did not know the fuel loads. We did not know what he was carrying on board. So the question is he going to be able to convert this now? As he comes through the S's, through the right left-hander, 0.2 up. That's all he needs. He just needs to keep his foot to the floor in order to get that optimum second position. Provisional second position, 0.2 of a second. Only goes fourth fastest of anybody. Giorgio down in 14th at the moment, 0.4 of a second off that provisional time for fastest. He's done a personal best, but I don't think he's going to carry this speed through. At the moment, Gregor is just faster than anybody. A 1:11, 1:14. I think that is going to be the time with 6 minutes to go. I don't think anybody's going to really beat anything from that at the moment. When I say that, but Papadim has just gone biblical in Sector 1. A 28.5. And then Gregor has just responded with a 28.482. So Gregor is on. He must have had a toe. Yeah, he's got a toe. They've both got toes now. The question is, Nick Papadim is on for a provisional pole position, but Gregor is about to snatch it from him. You'll see Gregor, boom, just come into line there. Papadim does not go fastest at final sector. closes the gap to 0.8 of a second, 0.9 of a second now. So Gregor has no more speed in that car. That is it. He's optimal. Bullen goes into 10th position for you Mike Bullen fans at home. There's Jean Petre currently third, 0.3 of a second. Another Honda. This is Boki, currently in 9th position, starting his flying up. Gregor has abandoned his lap. Markham's abandoned. Smith, Campion, and Ralistas all abandoned laps at the moment. Where's Andy Foster? There he is, currently 1.413 seconds off the provisional pole position time, but he's in the AM category here. Craig Deeks improves. No, Gregor improves into 8th. Gregor improves into 8th position at the moment. What can Andy Foster do here? He needs to keep this pace up. He's 2.1. He's only got 0.2 in to get himself on to 22nd position of 23 cars as he crosses the line. Can he maintain this speed? No, but he gets himself 2.6 seconds. That is a vast improvement. Solid result. That's Butcher in 4th position, 0.4 of a second off. Currently sector 1, 0.2 of a second off. 0.4 off. Papadim Jean Petra's squeezed himself in at 0.2 of a second off. Sector 2 time, it's that sector 2 time. Jean Petre was 32.180. Now, there is 2 times tyre wear on running in this league. Jean Petre's just gone fastest. How has he done that? Sector 2 time. It's that sector 2 time as we watch Butcher cross the line. He's not going to improve realistically with that type of time. 3.12, gets himself 4th, stays 4th. George has got himself up from 8th now into 5th, so he's gone a bit faster. Derek Neal, 1.6 seconds off, so he's hoping to skip himself into 21st to go off and Bill Campion. That should be 21st position. Yes, it is. Good result for him. There's Fabio Gill. He's currently in 14th. He's hanging in the pit. Jean Petre currently fastest. At the moment, he's 21 behind his fastest lap time. He's going to struggle to go. I don't think he's going to go any faster. I think Gregor has given up and Papadim has given up. So we'll keep an eye on them as that unfolds, but I don't think he's going to go any faster. No, he isn't. Butcher, for you Butcher fans, the reason he's got no time is because there's nobody out there. There's Alves, Manuel Alves at the moment from the Play Team Racing Boys, or Racing Team, sorry, if there's a woman or someone who doesn't identify as a woman in there, I do apologise. Currently in 16th position at the moment. So top 3 not racing, so it's a 1:11 lap. We'll keep an eye. I think they've abandoned it, to be honest. I realistically don't think anybody's going to catch them. What's Portugal doing? He's down in 19th. If he can maintain this pace, he will get himself top 13. If he can, 18. Wow. He lost 1.2 seconds in that final sector. Butcher, he's on a flying lap as well. Opalik is coming up on the board, but nothing special. Opalik is down in 6th position at the moment for you Opalik fans at home. No improvement for him as it stands. He's on the flying lap. There's Opalik. Just as I say Opalik, it decides to move itself across to have a see what Opalik can do. But realistically, with 1:45, you'll get 2 bites of the cherry. Simon Ashbourne, early pace hitter in practice. Can he convert this now in qualifying? He is 1/10 of a second up, 49.50. The number we are looking for in sector 2, we'll sleep with Ashbourne through this sector. The number we're looking for is a 1:07.7. That's the sector 2 total time. And he's got a 1:05. He's 0.5 of a second up. Yeah, not good enough. Not good enough. That is no improvement unless he can have a mighty final sector. Alex Ward has just managed to join and crosses the line. No improvements. No improvements. Alex Ward will have no running time at all because with 52 seconds to go, I do not think there is going to be see if from this sector. Stu Neal hasn't set a lap, and I don't think he's going to set a lap as it stands at the moment. So there is, my entire system has completely shut down. So there is confirmation of your provisional race results. Sorry, not your provisional qualifying results as it stands at the moment. Jean Petra is currently pole from Gregor, Papadim, Deeks, Butcher. Deeks is in fourth. Good result for him. Butcher, George, Opalik, Ashbourne, T-Joke, Yusha, Bojan. Didn't really talk about Bojan. Bullen, Markham, Gill, Edwards, Alves, Boki. Very surprised with Boki. Portugal, Smith, Deeks, Campion, Foster, South, Neal and Ward. And that brings up your drivers for the qualifying session. Right, over to race one. So if you're just joining us, I'm your commentator. That's me, Andy Pauly. I've got different glasses now. That's how it is at the moment. We are at the we're at Donnington Park Tcsrl circuit. Track temperature and air temperature never change. It just doesn't here, to be perfectly honest with you. The weather is fine as always. This is the 15-minute sprint race. Then we will have a reverse grid for a 30-minute feature race. There is a mandatory pit stop within that 30 minutes. The pit window opens at 10 and then it closes at 20. So it is a 10-minute window. They have to change 2 tyres for that. That is mandatory. The rest is up to them. Right, here we go. Hold on to your horses. It is going to be 15 minutes. 25 cars. Will they all make it through the opening section of the corner? And it's lights out and away we go. And it's a superb start from Jean Petra. He's hold on to the lead going into the first corner. Papa Dim has not had the move that he wanted in the background. He's gone down. Craig Deeks up to third. Oh, a little bit of contact. A little bit of contact. Do they all get through into sector one? Bullen's pushed wide. He's absolutely held on to that enough, and they're all holding on to sector one. But Jean Petra riding on board with him now into turn one is absolutely nose to tail. As they're all squabbling in the middle of the field. There's Tijo behind that, Fabio Gill. Oh, a little bit of contact there with Bojan. Bojan is the number 29. He's trying to sort himself out. He's in 12th position. Bullen's in 30 behind that. That's Russ Edwards behind that. Markham. As Russ Edwards goes up the inside of Mike Bullen. Sensational move there. Bullen's gone a little bit wide. He's all onto his own there, so he's got nothing but himself to blame at the moment. Holds it on. Little bit of a twitch there. Another bit of a contact between Boki, and he's just going backwards and backwards and backwards at the moment. Alex Ward is abandoning the pits. Russ Butcher is attacking Papa Dim. Papa Dim is in 4th position, starting 3rd. Lost one out to Craig Deeks. So Craig Deeks and Russ Butcher are teammates. As you see, George in the Lincoln Co, the number 11. You're not going to go around the outside of Redgate. That is an audacious move, but he might be trying to go for the old switcheroo in the background. Can he get this done? Can he hold on to this? No, he can't. Riding on board with him now in the cockpit view. He's in 7th position. He's attacking and defending at the same time. Carl Smith. This is the battle in the middle for 20th position. There's Stu Neal, front of your picture. Behind that, Carl Smith. Behind that, that's Manuel, Rob South, Bill Campion, Derek Neal and Andy Foster right at the back there. All trying to hold themselves, but we rejoin the battle for 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th and 3rd. You've got the number 11. That's George Opalik. Whoa, Opalik sends it. We'll press the buffer and we'll have a look post-race. So if Opalik has sent it up the inside, that's very scruffy from him. T-Joke joins as well. And look at... Who's driving that? The number 53. Got no idea who that is. That's Shaw's. Shaw's and Fabio Gill has gone sideways. How did he keep that on the track? Absolutely mental there from Fabio Gill. He's going to need a new set of brown trousers to go into that one. Absolutely brilliant. It is 12 minutes to go. At the moment, the two front are miles away from each other. Portugal is trying to hold on to it. Portugal, there he is in the number 1,000 car. A little bit of a tap from the back there I think that was from Opalik. Opalik needs to be careful. He doesn't want to start racking up them points from some silly moves. He's got to be careful. Bullen absolutely hanging it round through the crane of curves. He lost that all by himself. He lost it all by himself. Going through there, we'll have a close look at that after, but that's Opelick out. Russ Edwards now is on the side of Fabio Gill. Fabio Gill in the 69. Russ Edwards is absolutely sending it. Aaron Markham behind. He's also trying to get his elbows out. That's the two number 18s. So the one at the back, boom, that one. That is Russ Edwards. The one behind that, Aaron Markham riding on board now with Russ Edwards. He's attacking Fabio Gill. But right at the back of this is Boki. As we ride on board with Boki. Boki's gone for the outside. So has of Ashbourne. Ashbourne outbrakes himself, can't get the car stopped, and then he tries to swing it round the back of Aaron Markham. Aaron Markham riding on board with him. He's in 11th position. Behind that is 12th and 13th. There's Boki. It is Honda versus Sayat versus Sayat. Simon Ashbourne goes up the inside. Right, Russ Butcher and Craig Deeks. These two are teammates. This is the battle for the last of the podium positions. The question is, are they going to do the old switcheroos? Are they going to work together? Right, Portugal is up the side of Neil. Neil's up the side of Portugal because Portugal, don't forget, had that coming together with Opelick. You're going to get pinged if you go out there. He's going to have to shave that off, otherwise he's going to lose a whole host of time. He didn't get hit, actually. He didn't get a track limit abuse. He got away with that one. He must be counting his moments as he comes up now. He's just not on. He just doesn't have the momentum. There's Stu Neal in the 95. Behind that is Rob South. Manuel almost to tell, riding now with Manuel. Just ahead of that, that's 17th, 16th and 15th, all nose together. But Russ Edwards is once again attacking the back of Fabio Gill. This is the battle for 10th and 9th. This is the top of the 10th and 9th positions. They are absolutely doing everything they can to hold on to this. Fabio Gill just has that drive a bit further. Right, Stu Neal is on the back of Portugal. You see Manuel and Rob South. Rob South is on the left. Manuel is on the right. There's Manuel. He's trying to do what he can. But the question is, can he push it? Can he force the issue? He's gone for the old switch through the crane of curves. As we ride now on that front camera, down the crane of curves we go, building up that speed. You can see Stu Neal attacking Portugal just ahead through the old hairpin. Has he managed to get a better drive out of the old hairpin? No, he hasn't. Portugal is again being hounded by Stu Neal. Stu Neal's in 16th position, don't forget. He's the number 95. Started at the back of the grid because he's only just downloaded the update, so he's at the back of the grid. George's got another penalty ahead of him. Butcher's still on the back. Bullen's on the back of Boki. I say he's on the back. He's so close he can smell the race fuel coming out the back. Is Bullen going to snick a postage stamp and send it? No, he doesn't. This is glowing red. Brakes are hurting. As 8 minutes 50 seconds to go at the moment. They're all going to now go into this middle phase. Stu Neal, I say that, Stu Neal's attacking the side of Portugal. Unless Stu Neal's going to go for this. He's going to slam the brakes on. No, he isn't. I thought he was going to sell the old switcheroos, but he thinks better of it. Portugal's got another slowdown penalty. Another slowdown penalty. The problem is now, where's he going to lose this? What's he going to do? How is he going to get rid of that? Right, Carl Smith is side by side with Bill Campion. Carl Smith in the 25 Audi. Campion in the 99. Is he going to run wide? Oh, they're so close together. Bill Campion using all of his spatial awareness coming up through to McLean's. Through this left-hander. Then it's into McLean's. Then it's into Coppis. And he's going to be all over the back end of this. The question is, has he kept it done? Yes, he has. Absolutely. On the target. Opelick was just coming on there. I'll go that post-race for that driving stuff, so we'll go on that post-race. But at the moment, it is absolutely on. Fabio Gill and Russ Edwards. Well, this Fabio Gill runs wide. Aaron Markham's going to sneak past. George is attacking Butcher. There's the two. They're not teammates. You've got Aaron Markham and Russ Edwards. That's Aaron Markham. Behind that is Fabio Gill, who sends himself off into the grid. Ashbourne then gets past. Does Boki also mug him? No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. So Boki in that car, the yellow and blue one, he's mugged Fabio Gill's. Has Fabio Gill cooked his tyres? Is that what he's done? Because he's just losing pace, hand over fist now, corner after corner. As we come up through to the left, right-hander. That takes us into McLean's. Then that takes us to Coppice. Third gear corner this. You've got to get a good drive. Bullen's back on it now as well in the 88. But we leave that battle and rejoin the battle for 4th position. So riding on board now in 4th, this is Russ Butcher. Behind that, that is George. Behind that, Shaw's and T-Jokes joined the mix now as well. Absolutely holding on to this nose to tail as we look now running on board from T-Joke. Right, Mike Bullen is attacking the back of Fabio Gill. So we leave that battle and rejoin the battle for what is effectively 9th position. This is 9th position as it stands at the moment. There is Ashbourne attacking the back of Edwards. Edwards has been passed by Aaron Markham, who's now in 9th. Edwards is now in 10th. Ashbourne is now in 11th. Papa Dim has retired. Opalik has retired. Alex Ward was a DNF because it was his last minute to start. But there's Boki. There's Fabio Gill. There's Mike Bullen joining the back of the pack as well. They are absolutely on it time after time as Ashbourne's gone round the outside of Aaron. He's absolutely mugged him going through into McLean. Sensational stuff there. The question is now, can Ashbourne mug as we ride on board now with Russ Edwards down in 9th position, who repassed Aaron Markham, and then Ashbourne has just found this extra speed. Right, George is side by side with Butcher. He thinks better of it. He thinks better of it coming into that corner. So he's held that just enough. Ashbourne isn't going to get past Edwards. Rob South is on the back of Portugal. That's 16th and 17th. We'll keep an eye on that as it unfolds through the final 5 minutes of this race. At the moment, that's going to be unfolded. That's going to put George right back into it. Yeah, Ashbourne's on the back of this as well. Mike Bullen is right on the back of Fabio Gill. So this is Mike Bullen riding on board with him. There's Fabio Gill. He's gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining, but he's not gaining enough to really get any momentum through up this hill. Right, going back now to Russ Butcher, Russ Edwards, and Ashbourne's going to do it again. Ashbourne absolutely loves this overtaking opportunity. He's given him a little bit of a tap. Nothing in towards that. Sensational move. Ticks the box. There's thank you very much. Absolutely on that. Perfect manoeuvre. Now the question is, can Russ Edwards, riding from that rear camera, Fabio Gill? Yeah, Fabio Gill has, he's retired. The question is now, can Ashbourne hold this? Is the number 18, that's the Honda right behind, is he going to sail it up the inside? Edwards, whoa, no, he's going to get mugged. How's he done that? Absolutely dangerous manoeuvre there. He absolutely committed to sending that. And the problem is Russ Edwards has lost out to Markham and Boki because Ashbourne held the line perfectly for that corner going through the S's, and that's now released Ashbourne, but he's 3.58 seconds away from Boki, who's kind of in no man's land in 8th position, so that's not going to help anybody at the moment. Boki, Edwards has just checked himself out now. That little manoeuvre. Mike Bullen, he's had a little bit of an off on the road. Markham, I don't think he's going to get past Ashbourne. He's going to struggle to get past Ashbourne. Well, I say that. He's going to get past Ashbourne. If Ashbourne keeps, he's just. I don't really know what to say to that. Has he let him past? Has he let him past, or is his tyres cooked? I don't know. But Aaron Markham's there's Bojan. Sorry, he's on his own, and Boki in the 88. Boki just manages to get the car stopped, and through that in the mind, I wonder if Ashbourne and Markham were working together for an old switcheroo there, and they've redone it. They've held on to it. Right, Rob South is on the back of Portugal. Rob South has now dropped Manuel, who's down in 16th position. This is Rob South. He's in 15th. He is fighting the back of Portugal. Ashbourne is now fighting the back of Boki because he lost that position. This is 10th and 11th. Ashbourne is the number 28. Boom, that one. Boki is the purple and yellow car. Boom, the one ahead, and that 18, that's Aaron Markham. He benefited. Right, Rob South is side by side with Portugal. He's going for the old Aaron Markham move here. Rob South is on the right. Portugal is now in the number 100 Cyan car. That is the old switcheroo he's got through here. They're giving each other just enough room at one car's width. They've been corner to corner. Surely here he's going to go for the old switcheroo. Surely now Portugal is going to get the much better drive coming out the corner. Portugal is all over the rear end of Rob South. Rob South is on the left. He's at the front of your screen. Oh, there's a tap from the rear. Tap from the rear. Portugal's going to... well, it's actually helped him. That little tap from the rear, Portugal gave Rob South, actually helped Portugal. Andy Foster down in 18th and 19th has been fighting Bill Campion out the front of the race. Jean Petra has checked himself out. He's 1.3 seconds away. Right, Stu Neal is now on the back of Ashbourne. Ashbourne must have cooked the tyres. He must have damaged the tyres, because there is no way he was up into 9th position. He wasn't going to catch Bojan in the Honda in 8th. Bojan was on his own. But Ashbourne, this is Ashbourne in 11th position. You just get the feel Neil is going to mug him. Neil's going to mug him here. He's gone wide again. I wonder if all four wheels are pointing in the right direction. We'll have a look. Neil is still side by side. Neil should get this done going through Coppice. That should be a done deal. He's going to get a much better drive. He's got the inside line coming into the S's. This is what he needs above anybody else. One of them's going to have to bail out. Is it going to be Neil? No. Is it going to be Ashbourne? No. And they're still side by side. And all of that messing about has allowed Mike Bullen in the background, there he is in the 88, to catch up to the rest of them. And Bullen's going to go right round the outside. And is he going to mug Ashbourne? And Ashbourne's just gone off into the litter. So he got scared by Bullen. Bullen rocks up, says thank you very much, gets himself to 12th position. He's going to be mighty, mighty happy with that. As it stands at the moment. Where Jean Petra will actually follow the leader for the first time this season to the finish line. Not really covered Gregor or Jean Petra at any point during the entire race. But there is your race leader, Jean Petra. Keeping an eye on T. Shaw's in 6th and 7th, see how that plays out as he comes across for the final time to take a race victory. And he does an old thing for the crowd. Gregor is going to be second. Craig Deeks is going to come home in his first podium position in a true pace setting. Butcher will be 4th. Gregor will be 4th. Gregor will be 4th. Shaw's is 5th. T-Joke is 7th. Bojan is 8th. Aaron Markham returning is in 10th. Boki is in 11th. Neil will be ecstatic with 11th. Bullen will be happy with 12th. Ashbourne could have done better. He was up to 9th position. He's down in 13th. Rob South will be happy with 14th. Portugal's 15th. Manuel is 16th. Carl Smith is 17th. Bill Campion bringing the car home in 18th. Solid result for him. Derek Neal. Didn't really cover Derek Neal. He had a kind of an eventful race. He's down in 19th position. Andy Foster will bring the car home in 20th. It's a good result for Andy Foster. Top 20 finish. First time this season. Russ Edwards is going to be a DNF. Primarily because he didn't start. So he went off at the end. We saw that. I do feel sorry for him, but that is racing sometimes. And that's how it stacks up for race 1. Let's see here. Can I do race 2? So race 2, Georgios, is a reverse grid. It's a 30-minute race. I believe the server is going to be completely reset. If it is, get yourself involved. You're in the championship as far as I'm aware, so I don't see an issue in that. Someone might say something else to that, but there we go. Right. Where are we now? Right, okay. So it is spin the wheel time. So between races 2 and races 3, as you know, we do spin the wheel. So I need to get all of my bits and bobs up. And we will go and see where the reverse grid will be. Now, it is top 16 will be reversed because there is 25 cars. So it's 26 and above to reverse it above that. So it's the top 16 will be reversed. That's what I want. So it's top 16 cars are reversed. We do it live on stream if you've never seen this. So we do it on the spin the wheel, and that will determine the positions. Now, the next race is a 30-minute race, which we will go into. So let's do the spin the wheel, and we'll find out at what position they will be reversing. It is going to be position 10. So your pole sitter is going to be Boki, and Aaron Markham is going to be in second. This is going to be interesting. T-Joke and T-Shores gets it as well. So it will be position 10. Right, we go across the live feed for a minute while we just get all that sorted. And then we will go to the commentary box to see if there is anybody about. It was a very uneventful race, to be honest, compared to what we normally see. There's a couple of people in the box. So we'll go across to the commentary box. Welcome back to the commentary box. And as you'd expect, it was actually quite a very uneventful race in terms of the grand scheme that we see, in terms of the touring car. Very exciting. The front two just kind of broke themselves away. There wasn't really anybody else showing up. The mid-pack action was fierce, to be perfectly honest. So that's going to be exciting, especially for race 2. And there's only 2 races tonight, don't forget. And the second race is a 30-minute feature race with a 10-minute open window for tyres. So that's going to be exciting to see how that stacks up. Right, we're in the commentary box. We've got Mike Bullens returning to come and talk to us. And Aaron Markham has rejoined, I believe, for the first time this season. So it'll be interesting. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go across to Aaron first, and then I'll pick up with Mike next. On the next, I can't talk today. Aaron, nice to see you back.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's nice to have a PC that works again.
Hey, so you're qualifying. I'm going to start at qualifying. I presume you've done little to no practice in racing.
Absolutely zero.
So it's safe to say that your qualifying was not representative of your basically raw speed. Because it was
pretty much,
as I was saying, it was very uneventful. Is how I describe it.
I was too tense up, and I was about to cross the line, and then the checker came out, and I didn't cross the line. I was literally on the start straight, so it'd have already seen me up a few positions anyway. But my race pace was actually faster than my quali pace, so I'm only going to get quicker through the night, I think.
So again, qualifying, we'll forget that, because I even said in commentary it was very uneventful for you. Didn't really do anything special, I'll be honest. The race. So, again, coming back to race room now, and obviously, it's really, I think it's very, very exciting. But that mid-pack, and Mike can vouch for this now, from when you've left to where you are now, the drivers have moved on. And that middle pack is so fierce. I mean, you had an absolute sensational race with Russ Edwards, Boki, and Ashbourne through most of the race.
It was tense. It was even in quali though, you can see the times. It's all super close. So I knew I was going to be in for quite a tough night, regardless.
So are you enjoying it? Are you finding it exciting? I mean, how are you finding that battle? Because obviously no practice on there at all, and it's a lot closer now than I think the previous seasons that we've had.
Yeah, it definitely is. I just went in with the attitude of keep it clean, just race my pace, do my lines, whatever happens, and I managed to pick up a few places. To be honest, I was expecting to go backwards, not forwards, so that was a nice surprise. But yeah, it's that type of battle that I've had in the midfield. That was like the type of battles we were having in for top 5, top 6 in times gone by. So you can tell it's really stepped up a gear anyway.
So one thing I've got to ask is, how are you finding it? Because obviously since you last played it, they've meddled with the tyres. The tyre model was updated.
Right.
And they've updated the brake model as well. The braking has got changed. Because now, from what I understand, is that you can't just hammer the brake pedal.
Mike was talking about this last week as well. Are you finding it quite difficult to transition, or is it a case that you've just done no sim racing and you've just come back and gone, nah, I'll just send it?
It's a case of, like, I've probably been blessed with not doing any sim racing, kind of like what you said. It just means that I've got a blank canvas of what I feel. I can't really remember how it used to be, so everything I'm learning tonight is almost as if I'm learning from new again anyway. So it's probably done me the world of good not having that previous knowledge. Like I didn't know that they'd updated anything until you've just said that there. So
it's a racing excuse. It's a racing excuse. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly broach, because I'd like to talk to Mike quickly, because obviously the server's now just back up. So it's reverse grid for the feature race, which I think is going to be really, really exciting. First time it's ever done in the TCRS league, and you are starting on the front row in second.
Yep. Couldn't have wrote a better comeback, could you?
So, are you just gonna because obviously you can't reveal your strategy, obviously, for what you're thinking on the what you're going to do on the tyres. But with 2 times tyre wear, is it a case that you'll just see where you can fit into space? Because if you pit early at, say, the 11-minute window and you go back into space, let's go back into a pack of cars, that could affect your overall race when the other ones peel off. So are you going to be monitoring that at all, or is it just a case of when they're gone, I'm just going to pit and just see what happens?
It's a case of I've got a lap that I'm going to pit on, a time frame that I'm going to pit on, and that's it. I'm just not going to overcomplicate the first night. I have a strategy. I'll stick to it regardless of if the tyres are gone, if other people are doing different things. It is what it is. And
it is what it is.
That's how I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Well, good luck for the feature race, and hopefully I'll talk to you after.
Oh, so, yeah. Thank you very much.
Mike, can you hear me?
I can.
Right, so I want to spend a bit more focus on the feature race, and then we'll cover race. Hopefully, you'll join me back in the commentary box, so I can talk to you a bit more about race 1 after. Sure. Feature race, obviously, GT ACC is where you've come from. This is kind of your bag in terms of strategy calls and that side of it. So, are you going to be, like I said, same question to Aaron? Do you have a strategy in mind? Are you going to be looking for that open space? Because you're starting 12th, I believe it is.
Yeah, I mean, not a specific strategy. I've kind of just gone safe, really, because of the 2 times tyre weigh. I think if we didn't run 2 times tyre weigh, it would give you a little bit more to play with in terms of strategy. But you've got to change your tyres because of the kind of tyre weigh we're going to be getting. So I'm just going to play it safe, really. It's just a question of whether I go heavy on fuel and don't refuel in the pit stop, or whether I do. But the main thing is just to try and keep my nose clean and sneak into the top 10, which I think I would have done in that race 1. But, circumstances happened that kind of prevented. So there we go.
But that's that middle pack battle, like we were talking about before. It's so tough. I think where you are now, because I mean, if we go back to where the start of the season, I know I'm digressing now from the feature race, but where we start from the start of the season, you're at the back, and then you've slowly made these leaps. Would it be correct in saying? And there's always a gaggle of cars wherever you are.
yeah, absolutely. I mean,
look at Bojan in the last race in 8th. He was kind of there was nobody near him. He was just on his own.
And it literally depends on the track and the width of it. You will notice, that first lap, I got edged out wide 4 corners in a row and I lost 5 positions, because once you're offline, you have to compromise so much speed because these cars understeer so much. So you just can't take the optimum line. You're easing off the throttle and cars are just breezing past you like you're standing still. So watch out for that in this race as well, because you'll find some of those top guys, as they're battling, will probably have that issue, get pushed out a bit wide, and you have to compromise your speed so much. So, but that's what keeps it interesting. But, it was a good fight back in that first race. But yeah, this feature race, I think I'm really excited for it. I know Russ said he wanted to try something new last week. I'm all for that, as you'll remember from leagues I've run in the past. Yes. I'm always keen for people trying something new, and everybody just coming in with an open mind and trying something new. So I think having a pit stop is going to add a bit of jeopardy.
Because that,
a mixed-up field. We got it all to look forward to.
That's what's going to. What I think is going to be a key element here, because you've got. And I picked Shaw's as an example, or when Phil Lawson used to run with us as well. They were very good at managing tyres and tyre wear to attack in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see. Because if you're in a gaggle of cars and you hit, say, I don't know, 14 minutes or 13 minutes or 12 minutes, do you go, right, I'm going to go in the pits and just accept that I will have to go for the undercut in the long run, or do I go longer, wait till then pit if I've got the speed?
I think if you know you are faster than the cars in front, like I was in that race after I got pushed back, those 5 places at the start, I knew I was at least as fast as, if not faster than, the 4 or 5 cars in front. If that had been the feature race, I would have pitted and tried to get myself some clean air so I can pump in fast, consistent lap times with nothing in front of me, no one to worry about. And then when they stop, in theory, that undercut works and you get ahead of them. I mean, that's just, that's the beauty of it, is you're going to see people pitting at all points through that 10-minute window, and seeing where they end up and where they come out is going to be the best part of it. And that was what made GT racing exciting, and this racing is exciting anyway, so God knows how much more exciting this is going to make it for you guys watching.
I think it's going to be, the only difference is they don't have to take the yellow strip off the BTCC car. Like in the Super Touring era, take the yellow strip off it so you know that they've been in the pit.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 minutes to go. Good luck for race 2, the last race of the evening. It'd be super exciting, and if you can join us after, please do. But good luck.
Cheers, pal.
Cheers. And that's what I say. This is going to be super exciting in terms of the racing. We don't know the pit strategies at the moment, and that's the one I want. Still doing all the buttons. We don't know the pit strategies at the moment. I don't actually know how long the pit stop takes, because whenever I've seen it done, they could make mistakes. Do they have the buttons set up properly? Do they have everything ready to go? Are they going to put fuel on board? Because in the time it takes to change the tyres, you could put fuel on board at the same time. So do you run lighter, but then do you run the risk that if you're setting good lap times, do you not put you run the risk then that you're going to have to pit? So there's a lot to play for here. There's a lot of jeopardy on the line. And I don't really know who's going to win this. Your money would be on Gregor or Jean-Petre. Jean-Petre would be the safe bet. But he's not starting at the front. He's starting in the middle of the pack. And in a 30-minute race, you don't want to damage the car. You don't want to run the risk that you're off the track. So are we going to see the same level of attacking that we've seen in race 1? I don't know. So there's a lot to play for. So it's going to be exciting as we go across now back to the mainstream. I can see a lot of you watching at home. At the moment. Don't forget to write in the chat, say hi, come and welcome. We got Gregor Petra. Good evening, guys. Let's go AGHER. That's the AGHER drivers, if you are wondering. So that will be exciting to see. And did everybody make it back in? Yes, they did. 25 drivers are in. So this is going to be exciting. Did Rallies? Yes, he did. So that's Georgios Tasconos. Rallies here. I can do 2 second and third races. Yeah, so he's in. He's down in 21st at the moment. That's who we are watching as it stands at the moment. Right. All the drivers will get their 55 seconds to get themselves ready. They'll be looking at fuel loads now. Now, the question is, do I have the fuel loads? Or no, I do not. I don't have access to fuel loads, so I can't tell you what they've got on board the cars. So we'll have to just see as it plays out. So the question is, if Aaron Markham it's just going to be so tricky. Because being at the front, do you want to be at the front? Is that where you want to be? Because if you're at the front and you're in the lead, you're going to have to feed back in.
But like Aaron said in it, he said, I was just going to have to go somewhere wherever I can go. Right, we're looking at the board. This is the 30-minute feature race for the drivers. It is a mandatory pit stop at 10 minutes. I'll tell you when the pit window is open. And it's go, go, go. And it's lights out. And everyone now goes straight into the speed. I'm not sure why someone's gone straight into the pits. That's not going to work at the background. Oh, well, never mind. As they all stream into the lead at the moment. Where is T-Joke? T-Joke's in the middle. Absolutely, he's in third position at the moment. That's what he needs to do, is they're all squabbling in the background, trying to hold on to themselves, trying to get their stuff through the crane of curves. Down the left side they go. This is into the old hairpin. Some late brake manoeuvres going through here. There's Mike Bullen. There's Butcher. Butcher absolutely sailed it up the inside. T-Joke is absolutely on this at the moment. There's Shaw's User as he does all he needs to do from the background. Shaw's User isn't coming up on the board. I'm not sure why. There he is. Why is he all the way down there? No idea. Board's having a moment. It tends to do that every so often. There is T-Joke, absolutely nose to tail at the moment, keeping everything nice and tidy. Shaw's User's coming up as -1 lap, so is Andy Foster. No idea why. The game will sort it out. There's T-Joke. He's in third position, well, in fourth. Butcher is in a net fifth at the moment. Aaron Markham is attacking Boki for the lead. So Aaron Markham, there he is at the front at the moment. Is he going to go round the outside into Redgate? He's going to have to keep this nice and tidy. He's going to go for the old switcheroo through the crane of curves. No, he isn't. He pops that right back into the middle of the racetrack, doing no heroics here. Here's Aaron Markham riding on board with him in second. In third is Shaw's User. In fourth is T-Joke. As it stands at the moment, Ashbourne has currently bailed out. Not sure why. Didn't make it. Never made a lap. End of that. Holds on to that nice and tidy. Nobody's making progress at the moment. Aaron Markham is trying to do all he do. You Alex Ward fans at home, he's up to 17th position and making progress. Opelek is not feeling very well. That's why he had a couple of mistakes early on. He's up to 18th position. Boki has been passed by Aaron Markham coming through McLean's. Is Aaron Markham? There's Shaw's User side by side with him as well. Is he going to get it done? No, he isn't. So Aaron Markham is currently in the lead of the race. On his return, Butcher, does he do anything? There goes T-Joke in the number 7. Right behind, there is T-Joke. He's in 4th position. The board is having a massive wobbly at the moment, unless there is a monumental penalty. As it stands at the moment, no, it isn't. The board's having a moment. Alex Ward, he's in the number 63. He's attacking Giorgio right at the back. George is on the left. The 63 is on the right. That is Alex Ward. He's not done anything from there at the moment. Carl Smith is going to go around his old mate, Bill Campion. I'd expect to see that. What can Bill Campion do from here? Not a lot. Shaw User is in a net third. The board is just going a bit wobbly at the moment. So he's in third at the moment, holding on to that position. T-Joke is in fourth. Aaron Markham is holding on to fifth as it stands. Butcher is doing a stellar job holding up from George, and Gregor has made himself up to 6th position. Gregor isn't making progress in the same way that we saw in race 1 because I think he's playing the tactical game. George is attacking. These two are still attacking each other. So there is George at 16th from GIR Racing, and ahead of him is Alex Ward. He's holding on to that. Rob South is back with his old mate Portugal again. These two were battling each other in race 1. Portugal is in 14th and Rob is in 13th. Rob South is actually in 14th. At the moment, I'd have to do a reset and a jump back in to get it to work, so we're just going to have to keep going. There is Craig Deeks. He's side by side with Stu Neal and Jean Petra. So Jean Petra hasn't made the progress we'd expect. Was leading. He's up to 8. He's made 2, but he's stuck now behind Bojan. And Bojan is a wily old fox. There's Stu Neal. He's in 10th position. He's the number 95. Bullen in the 88. Riding on board now with Bullen. What can he do? Carl Smith holding on to that position. So Boki is currently in... Shaw's User is actually in 3rd position. He's not in 23rd. The game has just had a whole moment as it comes out of there. What can he do from here? Can he hold on to anything from this position? I'm not quite sure that he can, as they're absolutely squabbling in that midfield. We're riding now from the rear camera of what is effectively 4th place man, and that is fourth place man as Butcher absolutely outbrakes himself, tries to send it up the inside. That's compromised his speed. That's upset everyone else. Gregor is now on the back of George, who's on the back of Butcher. It's absolutely all over the rocks. Butcher's there on the number 40. Gregor's on the right. There's Gregor in the Honda. Behind that is Beaujean. Fabio Andre as retired. There's Stu Neal as they're all fighting their way through. But Butcher is the massive cork in the bottom. Oh, there's contact. Oh, a crown trouser moment for Beaujean in the 29. Just holds on to that. There's Beaujean in the 29. Boki is now going to retake the lead from Aaron Markham. Shaw's User is behind. Second in the championship. Will there be team orders for the two? Because Shaw's User used to be teammates to Aaron Markham, but Aaron Markham is going to want to hold on to that position all he can. Jean Petre is trying to find his way past Beaujean, but not getting any real strategy there. It's 4 minutes and 9 seconds till pit window opens. 4 minutes and 4 seconds till pit window opens. Beaujean is trying to sell Jean Petre the dummy. That's not going to work. Beaujean doing a stellar job there. Rob South is on the back of Papadim. Papadim is right in the middle there, riding on board now with Papadim. Come on board. Gregor is on the back of Butcher. He's on the side of Butcher, so Gregor has made another place. He's up to fourth. He's got to make progress. He's just slowly but surely carving his way through. That's allowed Gregor to go side by side with Butcher down the crane of curves. This is audacious manoeuvre into the old hairpin. Does he get it done? Down the gearbox. Fifth, fourth, third. Holds it. Absolutely sensational job there from whoever that was. Absolutely on it. Beaujean holds on to 8th position at the moment, but he's doing all he can do here because Jean Petre is he just waiting for that pit stop window? It's two. He's got to make progress. Beaujean. Bullen's going for the move on Deeks. So Bullen's in 11th. He started 12th. No, he isn't. Bullen's in 12th. He started 12th. Bullen has made no progress at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that as it unfolds. Andy Foster is actually in 24th position, in 23rd position. Fabio Gill and Ashbourne are both retirements as it stands at the moment. Right, there's Butcher in the middle. He's attacking Broads. Markham is now on the back of the 88. Boki is leading the race. This is Boki. He's leading. Behind that is Aaron Markham in the 18. The other 18 driver, do not forget, is Russ Edwards, who never made the second race. So Russ Edwards isn't here. Gregor is now attacking on board now with Gregor. He's in 5th position. Even though the board says 4th, it's had a bit of a wobbly. He's attacking the back of T-Joke. T-Joke, he's going to have to go solidly defensive here if he wants to do it. 2 minutes till pit stop window. Will we see anybody dive in? They'll get 2 more laps. They'll get 2 more laps. 2 more laps. Gregor, slow down penalty. That's going to hurt his progress. Another slow down penalty is going to further hurt his progress. Now, there's only 30 incident points as well. Do not forget that. 30 incident points. So that's going to really hurt him. Beaujean currently leading from Aaron Markham as they go into the Fogarty S's. It's a 2:12. Yeah, the leaders are going to have two more laps. 2 more laps. Before they're going to the pit window will open. Right, Opalox making progress. He's currently in 16th position. He's actually in 17th position, sorry. He's attacking Alex Ward, who's in 16th. The board is going up and down, up and down, up and down. The board on the right, the reason why you've got the red is we've got a little bit of time settled at the moment. The reason they've got those windows is because they will change colour when the mandatory pit stop has been completed. You will see that. And that's what we're looking at. Right, Jean Petre, he's got to make progress. He's stuck in 8th position. Gregor is up to 4th. Sorry, Gregor is up to 5th. And now he's got the fast-moving George in the number 11, Lincoln Co. Best-looking car on the field. Come on, Lincoln Co. Gregor's had a mistake all by himself. He's got no one to blame but himself for that one. He's gone up the side of Papa T-Joke. And George in the Lincoln Co has just followed him through. He's gone, well, if you're going up that way, I'm going. Now the question is, can George get this car stopped? George is in the number 11, coming into the Fogarty X's through the left, through the right. Does he get a slow down penalty? Yeah, he does. All 4 wheels left the track. That's going to properly hurt him. Aaron Markham is once again attacking for the lead. The lead is Boki. Boki's in the number 88, so you Boki fans at home. Right, Opalik and Papa Dim are fighting each other. Opalik's on the right in the 55. 1, 2, third car in the row. Now this one. The white car, number 70, that's Papa Dim. He'll get a slowdown penalty going out there. He'll get a slowdown penalty. Butcher is going to get... Butcher's now going to pass T-Joke. Has T-Joke cooked his tyres? Pit window is now open. Pit window is now open, which means the drivers now are going to have to... We're going to see some interesting strategies, especially this slot. John Petra's lost another position. No, he didn't. He nearly did, but he didn't. John Petra nearly lost another position. John Petra is 9th. Stu Neal is 10th. They've got less than 20 minutes now of this race. Question is, they're all just not making progress. Nobody's really making progress at the moment. Question is anybody going the boards? Is anybody going to dive in? I don't think we're going to see anybody going into... Oh, yes, we are. Jean Petra's gone. Jean Petra, Mike Bullen have both now gone in the pits. So 2 drivers in the pits. We'll keep an eye on their times as they come out. At the moment, mandatory pit stop, like I said, must be completed. At the moment, we're riding on board with Aaron Markham. This is the attack for the lead for Boki. Boki's just ahead of him. Boki is now second. Aaron Markham's in the lead, sorry. Bojan, this is for 8th and 9th. We're keeping an eye on Mike Bullen. Mike Bullen is in the pits. He's still in the pits. There he is. He's out. He's gone. He's 2 tyre change. 2 tyres are done. What does that put him? You'll see that it goes green once the drivers have been in and out of the pit. Jean Patra, Mike Bullen and Portugal, Rodrigo Portugal, all pitted. They're going for clean air. They've got to get out in front of this group. Aaron Markham is the lead driver at the moment. Behind that is Boki, Shaw's User and Gregor. So they've got to make a choice. At the moment, I don't think, as Boki just sails it up the inside, but that's going to cost him dearly. That's going to cost him 1. Does it cost him 2 positions? Butcher's gone in the pits. T-Joke's gone in the pits. They're all going now. It's going to get lively. Hold on to your horses. Aaron Markham, Boki, Gregor, Shaw's User. Boki shouldn't. He's just outbraked himself. And Aaron Markham's gone wide now. Aaron Markham's run wide. Has he held the lead just enough? Butcher, T-Joke in the pits. Bullen's come out in 20th position, but he's got clean air ahead of him. So that's going to be interesting to see. Can he maintain this pace? That's what we're going to have to keep an eye on. The 2 championship leaders at the moment are nose to tail. This is Shaw's User in 2nd position. Gregor is in 3rd position. Behind him, that is 4th man. That is George in the Lincoln Co. Best looking car on the field. It just is. End of. Craig Deeks is being attacked by Boki. No, he isn't. Craig Deeks has been attacked by Bojan. There's Bojan. There's Stu Neal. It's not Craig Deeks. It's the blue car of Stu Neal. He's been attacked by Bojan. That's 5th and 6th position because Shaw's User is coming up on the board. The leaders are going to cross the line now. Gregor is in 3rd position. Shaw's User is currently holding. Where's Boki? Has Boki pitted? Boki pitted. Where's Boki gone? Boki's had an accident all by himself. There he is. Boki's had an accident. He was on for this. Now, this is where it's going to get toasty sandwich style. Question is, when does Aaron Markham pick? He's got 9/10 of a second lead now. Gregor has Shaw's User right behind him. These 2 are the championship leader. They can't afford any silliness now. It's 16 minutes to go. So this is where normally now you're 15 minutes. And like Aaron was saying, it's all going to be about that raw pace because Bojan is on the back of Stu Neal as well. We'll keep an eye on Gregor. I want to keep an eye on Gregor because he's absolutely all over. Just the camera is so close that Shaw's User can't actually see what's behind him. There's Shaw's User. He's in 2nd position. There's 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th at the moment. But they're both all catching Aaron Markham. As it stands, Jean Petra, has he actually come out the pits? No, he's retired. Jean Petra has retired. You're going to see, there's Pierloff. There goes Gregor. Gregor's got in the pits. It's now 3. There goes Craig Deeks. He's now gone in the pits. Gregor, slow down penalty. And in the background, you can see Stu Neal's been attacked by Bojan. There's Bojan. Bojan's in the 29 Honda. Ahead of him is Stu Neal. Right, now we need to see where Mike Bullen. Mike Bullen is 15th. When he went into, he's actually 16th. When he went into the pits, he was 12th. So sectors 1, 2, and 3, all yellow, all green. Recovered there. 15 minutes to go. Papadim's on the back of Alex Ward. These two drivers have not pitted. So the top 10 drivers have not pitted. Aaron Markham is still, his tyres must be gone. His tyres must be gone. The question is now, if he pits, where does he come out? He's got to go into the pits. He can't afford to lose any more time now. At 14 minutes, does he put fuel on board? Does he go for one more lap? Do they all go at the same time? This is what's going to be interesting. With less than 15 minutes, halfway done, halfway to go. Is he going to pit? He's tapped the brakes. Shaw's use are gone. Gregor was sending him a dummy. So Gregor has stayed out. This is now going to be interesting. Fourth is now pitted as well. So has Stu Neal. Stu Neal's pitted. So is Shaw's user. So is where's Bojan? Bojan has remained out. So this is going to be crucial now. What is the fuel load? How much do they have on board? Carl Smith will get 5th. There comes out Gregor. That's George, sorry. That's 11th. That's not George. I don't know who that is. That's one of the drivers. I don't know. It's all gone madness. We'll keep an eye on it as an unfolds. Basically, Aaron Markham is leading at the moment. Jean Petre, you Jean Petre fans at home, he's retired, and I'm not sure why. He went into the pits and then he just stopped. As it stands at the moment, he went into the pits and he's abandoned it. Where's Boki? Boki is in. Bullen is up to 12th. No, he isn't. Bullen is holding position. Right, where's Aaron Markham? Where's Shaw's user? Shaw's user is actually now in 19th position, and the game has sorted itself out now. So he is now in position. Aaron Markham stays out. He stays out for one more lap. There is Bill Campion. Bill Campion's got to get out the way. He is a lapped driver. This isn't for position. I think Aaron Markham here, if it could end, Boki has stayed out as well. Papadim has not pitted. He's in 3rd, but he's not really in 3rd at the moment. So as it stands at the moment, the highest pitted driver is this man here. But Gregor is in the pits. How far is that advantage? Because George was fighting for top 4. Where does he come out? Where is Gregor? Gregor is back on the advantage. He was too busy fighting Butcher, and that's compromised him. Aaron's got to go into the pits. Aaron has to pit now, because otherwise he's going to have to do it on track. Gregor is out in free air. Where did Mike Bullen eventually pop out? He started 12th, in 12th, hasn't gained or lost. Everyone ahead of him has pitted, bar Smith, Neal, and Papadim, so he should get de facto up 3 places. Where is Aaron Markham? He's got to go in the pits. Boki's got to go in the pits as well. This has got to be a splash and dash, Guns N' Roses style. In and out, job done. 3 minutes, status quo. Got to get this done. Where's Gregor? I think Gregor's got this. I think Gregor has pulled the blinder. He's gone 1 lap earlier. I think there's Derek Neal just ahead of him in the 34. You Trebek fans at home, Trebek isn't there. Aaron Markham is still in the pits. He hasn't progressed. Where is he? Has he still putting fuel on the board? Where's Gregor? Gregor's got this done. Aaron Markham, he went too late. He went 1 lap too late. He should have gone. He's gone. He's out. He's moving. There goes Gregor. Gregor will be your de facto leader. Even Bojan has skipped him. Bojan has overtaken. So Gregor, the drivers who went early. Now the question is, have they gone? Have their tyres going to come into fruition? Are their tyres going to last that long now? Because Aaron Markham was leading the race, and due to that, and after the pit stops, so Carl Smith is leading the race. He's gonna get a lap leader. Boki's in. George Relatellis is in. No, Boki's retired. George has properly retired. Jean Petre, Fabio, and Ashbourne have all retired. Carl Smith. George here needs to clear Butcher in the next lap. Right behind him, that's Jules User. I'm not sure why he's still showing up as 19th, but he's not. Behind that, there he is. He's actually 5th. George has to get this done. George is in the Lincoln Co. He has to clear Butcher. He's got to get Butcher cleared within the next... Now, he should do that because Butcher's just run completely wide. He's gone off on his own little trip there all by himself. Should get a slowdown penalty for that as well. Carl Smith is in, so this is your race leader. So Butcher, after all of that orky-borkiness, has found himself in 2nd position. Could this be another podium finish for 2 weeks in a row in the feature race? And our de facto race leader, Aaron Markham, is all the way down in 8th position. Derek Neal is finally going to go in the pit, and Mike Bullen will get himself effectively into 11th position. So he gained a position through those pits. He should clear Papa Dim, but he's going to be behind his old mate. Right, the battle now is on for the final 10 minutes. It's all going to be coming down to tyres as George just sails it up the inside. He absolutely just... no, I think he sailed it up the inside. I think if Butcher's on later, I think there was also a little bit of just let them go, because Butcher's not racing these guys. So Mike Bullen's on the back of Papa Dim. Papa Dim's in the number 70. That is the car. There's Aaron Markham, was our race leader. Behind that is Mike Bullen in the 88. Absolutely nose to tail through the S as he goes. Can he do anything here? Through the left, through the right. Papa Dim's going to pit. Papa Dim's going to pit again? So Nick Papadim goes in the pits again. So Mike Bullen is now 10th. He's gained 2 position. He's all on his own now, so he's just got to hit some qualifying laps. Right, George is in 2nd position with Stu Neal behind him. Sorry, with Shaw's behind him and Stu Neal. Now he's got to get gone. That's his only real opportunity now over the next 8 minutes, is those comparative lap times. That's what we're going to be looking at here. That gap is now 3.5, 3.4, 3.5. But Shaw's user wants 2nd position. Butcher's getting himself a lot of penalties here. He's got to be careful. Andy Foster finds himself in 19th. That will be his highest finish this season. But Rob South, well, that's Manuel Alves is right behind him. Manuel Alves is actually in 15th. The game is, again, sorting all itself out as it figures it out. There's Papa Dim, who's decided to come back out of the pits again. So he's had the most pits, and he must have car trouble, but the battle for 2nd is on. Shaw's user is in 3rd place. Stu Neal's in the 95 in the right place. There's Derek Neal. He comes out at completely the wrong moment. Absolutely into the battle. Who has that compromised? It's compromised his son. Derek Neal has compromised his son. Stu Neal, father, has compromised his son. Stu Neal won't be happy with that. They'll be raging, but they're family. That's how it is sometimes. Yeah, at the moment, this lot are battling each other. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th are all battling each other. And this is playing into the hands of the championship leader, Gregor. He's just disappeared to the front. Butcher is now right onto the back of Tijo. This is the battle for 6th and 5th because of the way that the game's figuring itself out. Butcher is faster. Butcher's faster, but he just let the faster guys go. Shaw's user has gone for it. He's gone for the move. Or is he letting Stu Neal through to attack? He's letting Stu Neal through to attack. So Shaw's user has let Stu Neal through, and I suspect that's team orders. I'm not sure who Stu Neal is racing for. Is he in the Trip 6 Motorsport Boys? No, he's Apex Predators. So he's the Apex Predators, which means he's going to be helping him out. That's what's now happening. This is going to be crucial because Stu Neal needs to clear George in the next 2 or 3 laps with 6 minutes 11 to go. Bojan, another penalty. Bojan has another penalty. And he's got to clear him, because if he doesn't, he's never going to get past him. He's never going to get there. Riding on board now with Stu Neal, who is actually 3rd position. Shaw's is actually 4th. Papa Dim has retired. Rob South is in the weeds. Andy Foster will get highest place finish this season in 18th position. There's Rodrigo Portugal. Board's coming up in 15th. Yeah, he's in 15th. Derek Neal is all the way down there. Oh, Stu Neal. Yeah, he's in 3rd. Stu Neal's not really making any progress. George just has the measure of him with 5 minutes to go. So the question is, Was George holding those tyres? Was this man here in the number 11 holding his tyres in preparation for the final attack? Aaron Markham's day goes from bad to worse because Mike Bullen is now right on his rear end. So Mike Bullen is in 10th, Aaron Markham is in 8th. And Aaron Markham was leading, he led it, and then it's the strategy call. That was the wrong strategy call that he made. Stu Neal is now is once again on the back of second place man George. Here's George, he's in second position. There is third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. They're all just now holding each other up, and this is playing into hands to the championship leader, Gregor. He's at 4 minutes 44 to go, so he's got less than one quarter of the race to go. And he's 1:11, yeah, he's just setting qualifying times now. He's on his own, he's in clear air, he needs no help. Mike Bullen has passed Aaron Markham. I think it'd be interesting to see if Aaron comes back. Stu Neal, he needs to get this done, but he's not going to gain it. He's not going to gain it against the Lincoln Co. You'll just see that Lincoln Co. just gain and 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 gain it. Through the right-hander we go. Needs to keep it nice and tidy. Craig Deacon's going to go on the inside of Bojan. Absolutely not the right manoeuvre to do through there. Bojan gets a slowdown penalty. And then Craig Deeks, great racing etiquette, just says sorry, holds his hands up, moves on. He was not going to get that redone through there. Stu Neal, this is the battle for second position. Is once again, I think he's dragging his mate along at the moment. We might see the old switcheroos at the back. We don't know the fuel load as it stands, but they're all just playing into Gregor's hands now. Gregor has driven superbly through the race. He's picked his way through. He did the perfect strategy to begin with, and with less than 4 minutes to go, can he now convert this? Can he hold on to this towards the end of the race? We're running on board now with Stu Neal. He's in third place, real third place. Through the right-hander we go of Coppice. He's absolutely nose to tail. Craig Deeks is got past Bojan. He did get past Bojan so quickly we didn't see it on stream. That's the Peugeot. He's just not gonna do it. George is just so much more confident in that Lincoln coat. He doesn't get the pull, but he doesn't need to be. Gregor's just fet the fastest lap of anybody. He's absolutely pumping in the lap times at the moment, a 1:11.137. At the moment, he is unrivaled. Mike Bullen has lost out again to Aaron Markham, so Aaron Markham is going to pass Mike Bullen. There'll be 3 laps to go, including this one at the moment. Holding on to it. Rob South is still in the weeds. Andy Foster is still going. He's down in 18th. This is good for his position. The leaders have lapped him. There goes Gregor. So Gregor is currently going to be lapping the back of Manuel Alves, I think. No, Portugal. Rodrigo's Portugal. Derek Neal is slightly ahead of him. Bojan is attacking the back of Craig Deeks again. So Bojan is in that position. He's in 8th. Craig Deeks is in 7th. So Bojan is attacking the back of Craig Deeks. But Stu Neal is a lot closer than he was. But he just can't get the drive. He's going to have to go for a late break manoeuvre if he wants to do this. He can't do it. He just doesn't have the confidence under braking. And the problem now is he's dropping Shaw's user in the number 53. But T-Joke behind is there. Mike Bullen is once again on the back of Aaron Markham. He was on the back, but Stu Neal's got it. Stu Neal surely's got this done, but it's too little, too late, because the leader is 7.8 seconds ahead. 7.8 seconds ahead now. There is no way he can catch him unless Gregor blows up the engine, unless a wheel falls off. Gregor has just driven superbly. Mike Bullen is going to attack the side of Aaron Markham. Aaron Markham's just let him through. Aaron Markham let him through that. Gregor hasn't given up. George hasn't given up the battle. This is the battle for third and second. In second is Stu Neal. He's made a load of places in the last lap. As it stands at the moment, Stu Neal's going to go. Stu Neal. Shaw's is going to go for it around the outside of Gregor, and he gets it done. I think Gregor's early pit, George's early pit, I think has hurt him, has really, really hurt his tyres, and now they're just dropping off that cliff. Stu Neal is 8.5 seconds now. His last lap was a 1:11.608. How does that compare with the race leader? Race leader, last lap, invalid. so we cannot see the comparable time. But there will be one more lap to go. Stu Neal will be ecstatic with a second place finish, and this is done on merit. In driving, not through fault of other drivers. This was merit. This should have been Aaron Markham's to win, but he made that one mistake. He'll still be happy with it. We're going to follow Greg around for the last lap, because at the moment no one else is really in a battle anywhere. They're all holding stations. Gregor has driven a superb race. He should get fastest lap and race victory. He's only got 2 corners to go. Aaron Markham is again back on the back of Mike Bullen. These two have been fighting each other, and that's because Mike Bullen had a slow down penalty, and that's severely compromised him through the second half of this race. But Gregor comes to complete across the finish line for the second time. He will take the race to victory. He should be fastest lap as well. He will be ecstatic. Stu Neal will be over the moon that he's got himself into second position. That is on merit. Shaw's Yusa will finish third. George will finish fourth. T-Joke will finish fifth. Butcher was highest second. Will finish sixth. Deeks is seventh. Bojan. Again, last week was the Bojan show. This week, he's kind of just on his own. Mike Bullen will be ninth, happy with that. Aaron Markham, be interesting to see post-race. Was he happy with his race finish there? Alex Ward recovered the car up to 11th. He will be ecstatic with that. Carl Smith, highest finish this place this season so far is 12th position. He will be super happy with that. Opalik recovered to 13th. Bill Campion will bring the car home in 13th position. 14th position. That will be absolutely, he'll be super happy with that. Super happy with that finish. Manuel had a penalty last time out. He's absolutely drove superbly. Will come home in 15th. Portugal is retired. Derek Neal brings the car home in. Andy Foster has finished. He's a lap down. Derek Neal is 16th. Eric Foster is 19th. Rob South is in the weeds. And that's how it stacks up for your drivers. I am not sure what's going on here. They're all having a little bit of a lineup. I think they're doing formation flying. But yeah, so there's your formation flying. Absolutely superb race. A superb feature race. Absolutely enjoyable. There was some superb driving in that. And it all came down to strategy in the end. The strategy played a massive part
within that compared to what we've seen before. And it was absolutely, welcome back to the commentary box, it was absolutely amazing in terms of the strategy that we saw. The guys that went early, they suffered. I mean, in Portugal, George suffered later in the race. And going later suffered as well. So it's it was a superb race, absolutely brilliant, as expected. And Gregor just drove superbly from start to finish. He pulled the blinder. He went for the undercut that just put him perfectly where he needed to be. And then he was out the front. And because he was out front, as we've seen time and time again, he was just on his own. And he's a hot lapper. We've seen it time and time again. He carefully carved his way through the field, so a brilliant win. But right, we've got 3 drivers in with us today so far, so I'm going to go across to Aaron Markham first, then I'll go to Mike, and then I'll go to Stu, so I'll cover you in that way. As always, guys, keep it clean. It is a family show. So Aaron, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So what I go through, so it was, for me, for you, it was a race of 2 halves. It is the way I would describe this in the simplest way. So take us through that first part of the race, because you were in the lead straight off, and you were on pace. So were you managing your tyres at that point to extend to get to your pit window, or was it a case of I'm just going to burn as much as I can?
No, I was just running like my normal pace, pretty much the same as the first race. Nothing different. I had 30 litres in the car, so I was probably a little bit lighter than everyone. me and Mike were discussing it mid-race. We didn't realise that the fastest strategy was to just not fuel. And to be honest, being brand new to it, I over-fueled as well. So I kind of shot myself in the foot in two ways there. So my pace was probably a bit false compared to everyone else. Probably because I was 20 litres lighter than everybody. But yeah, the car felt nice. The pace was good. The balance was good. Yeah, I pitted in, refueled. I basically ended up with 10 litres more in the car than I should have done, which is about 7 laps extra. And yeah, so I wasted seconds refueling and then extra seconds putting more fuel in the car that I didn't need, and then subsequently lost even more time because I was heavier when I came back out. So the second stint was dreadful, but it was a steep learning curve. I didn't know what to expect with the refueling. I literally didn't have any idea what would be the good strategy, so I just went with something that was really safe. And I still got a top 8 finish, which is all I aimed for, so I can't complain.
So it was a good race. So in terms of that second half then, in terms of the optimal strategy, if you were doing it again, because Gregor went 2 laps earlier than you, and when you look at the overall pace, that's basically where he gapped you, because he came back into clean air, and that's for me, when I looked at it, that's ultimately where the gap was. Do you think you would change that in the future in terms of your strategy? You'd go, if obviously next season there might be another feature race. Would you go, do you know what, next time I'm going to go for a more aggressive strategy?
Yeah, I think the fueling for the full race approach definitely saved you so much more time. Probably lost about 4 or 5 seconds easily in splitting the fuel and refueling. And I think as well, I don't know if the undercut was necessarily the fastest strategy, because the tyres held up pretty well, actually. I pitted in with a quarter of an hour to go, and the tyres were only on 82% on the fronts, which is nothing really. So I think I'd maybe push harder. But yeah, definitely don't refuel. It's just an absolute waste of time. And maybe's... Yeah, I think I stayed out that lap trying to do the overcut, and I got caught in traffic. I don't know if the blue flags were working for the gent who I caught, but Gregor pulled off a blinder, like you say, pitted in, got the clean air. That massive difference, like we're talking seconds.
Yeah.
Definitely a massive learning curve to be taken on board tonight, but still really happy. No practice and 2 top 10s is
it's
not
a good
bad at all
result
for me.
It's a good result.
Yeah.
Well, nice to have you back. And obviously, are you joining us for the rest? Are you here for the rest of the season, or is it just?
Yeah. I obviously intended to be here from the start, but the PC issues haven't been ideal. But yeah, this is me for the rest of the season now.
Brilliant. Well, good luck for the rest of the season.
Cool.
And hopefully you'll go forward. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you.
No worries. Over to yourself now, Mike. I want to talk briefly, if you can still hear me, unless you're walking the dog again.
I can hear you, but yes, I am walking the dog.
I want to go back to race 1, because we didn't really cover that to begin with within between race 1 and race 2. So race 1 and race 2, yes, I didn't really cover that. So qualifying, good result for qualifying. You start again. You're moving up the grid. You see it time and time again. You're slowly moving up the grid again. Take us through that race 1, because you had, obviously there was a couple of mid-pack battles, and as you broached on earlier, obviously there was some door banging, let's put it that way. But you seem to be a lot more comfortable in the car week on, week out.
Yeah, 100% right. I did a little bit of practice this week. I've had a mental group of activities and stuff going on since the season started. So I've literally had no seat time other than the practice before the race, the bit you cover on coverage. So I've had no sort of personal offline practice at all. But this week I actually managed to get a bit of practice in. and work on my braking a little bit and find where the issue is. So I was much more confident on the brakes. Quali went about as well as I could have expected. I've never been a great qualifier on any of the games because
I think we lost him. Can you still
my
hear
race
me?
pace was actually faster than my quali pace as it usually is. But yeah, that first lap, as I sort of alluded to earlier, look, it's nobody did anything wrong. It was just a case of I got caught out wide, I got nudged out wide a little bit, and like I said, as soon as you're offline, these cars understeer so much, you can't carry anywhere near the same speed. At least you can't with my level of talent. And you lose places. Lost about 5 or 6 places off the start. I made most of those back throughout the race with some really good battles and had some good fun. So yeah, all positive really.
So that's really good. So I want to talk race 2 now, specifically into race 2. So do you think you pulled the right strategy? Did you fuel to the end, or did you go for a fuel half, put top up, and then change the tyres, or was it just a pure change tyres, fuel to the end?
So I did put fuel in, which was the only mistake, because other than that, I think my strategy was spot on. I was stuck behind Deeks. I lost about 10 seconds from putting fuel in the car, and I came out 5 or 6 seconds behind him. So I think where I was lapping in clean air about half a second faster than when I was stuck behind him, if I hadn't put fuel in the car and I'd fueled to the end from the start, I think I would have overtaken Deeks. With that strategy, and I did make up, I think, 4 places because I went from 12th to 8th in the end, I think it was.
Yeah.
So I made a few places from doing it. So I think it was the right strategy. The only part of the strategy that was wrong, as Aaron alluded to earlier, because we both made the same mistake, was putting fuel in the pit stop. I think we both assumed that effectively I worked it out. It would have been about a 23 kilogram ballast from having fuel in from the start. But what I didn't consider, because that's how much the fuel weighs.
Yeah.
But what I didn't consider was the fact that the pace was going to be slower because it was a reverse grid, and I probably could have kept up with that extra weight in and not damaged the tyres too much. So learning curve. You said about if there's one in the future. I hope to God there is, because that was absolutely brilliant. And kudos to Russ for pulling that off, especially with the server issues, with the updates in Race Room today and everything. I hope to God it stays, because that was absolutely brilliant fun.
I mean, it's a nice. I think it's a nice addition to the because I love the 3 race format. I really like that, but it's a nice addition in the middle of the season because it's a completely different way of driving.
Absolutely. And when you take into account such a short track like that, you're talking about, was it 25, 26 laps or whatever it was, to keep your concentration for 25 laps, it's not easy. So you see a different part, a different sort of, which some drivers will excel in that, and it gives other drivers a chance to come through and excel. And I think that, probably my experience in longer races probably helped me a little bit today, in that I didn't get that fatigue that you can sometimes get. So, maybe that played in my favour. But I'm all for that, giving as many people an opportunity to score a good result as possible. But yeah, I just want to say well done to us, because that was a really, really good fun race. And I think, other than issues which were out of our control, which were race room controlled with the update today, it went really smoothly, and it seemed like everybody had a good time.
I thought it was sensational, to be honest. Well, I just want to quickly broach on before I go and talk to Stu. Is the brake? So I think when I think was it last week or the week before, I was talking about your braking confidence, and you can see that that's improving. I don't think you're at that level. Season 2, you were mighty on the brakes, because the Honda if you can brake the Honda properly, not brake it, but use the brakes. As you see with Gregor is so confident on the brakes in that Honda. The Honda is the best all-round car, I would say.
I would genuinely say the Honda is the best all-rounder. It's not the quickest, it's not the lightest, etc., but it does everything well. But you are 100% right. The key to it is getting the braking right, and I haven't been able to do that in the first few weeks. As I said earlier, just purely due to a lack of seat time. I've had that seat time now this week. I've managed to get a handle on what I need my bias and my brake pressure to be, and I do have a cheeky new set of pedals coming next week, courtesy of Mr. Poddy Flack, with a low cell in, which will hopefully help me even further. So if I can get my braking on point, you never know, I might even sneak a podium by the end of the season. But I'm holding my breath on that one.
but you never know though, because the field is so tightly packed that if you're ahead, I mean, we saw it, and again I refer to Aaron in race 1. Once he'd cleared Boki, really he was on his own, and Boki then got tangled up with Shaw's and George in the Lincoln Co, and he made the gap. So it's not impossible. If you get in that front row and it's clean air, it is doable.
I think, I'm losing 2 or 3 tenths on average, probably with braking issues. If I can sort that out, then that gets me, into the top 10, and I've got a chance of being on a reverse grid, towards the front. As you've said a few times, I've missed out by 1 or 2 places.
It's not
quite a few times this season. Yeah, so, if I can just sneak into the top 10, I stand a better chance of getting a good result. But as I said, I'm not really focused on results. I had a wicked time. I managed to cross the finish line in race 2 right next to my teammate, who's finally got his PC working. And we had a Ferrari Le Mans style finish crossing the line together, which was epic fun. So I'll get a screenshot of that later. But yeah, no, all in all, I've absolutely loved it. Brilliant.
Cool. Thank you very much. Thanks, Mike. So I'm going to go across to Stu Neal if he's still there. Is he still there? You still there, Stu? Is he there? He's on mute.
Yes, he's still there.
Yeah, he's still there. First of all, congratulations on your second place finish. There was a moment where your father came out of the pits and nearly hindered you.
There was a lot of shouting in the voice chat when that happened.
I saw him and I was like, "Ooh, this isn't going to be good." So I want to concentrate on race 2 more than race 1, really. But race 2, you really made progress in race 2.
I made more progress in race 1.
But race 2, you had a podium. Top 2 finish.
Well, yes, there is that.
I mean, race 2 was top 2 finish. So the big thing I want to talk about in race 2, first I want to talk about your strategy, because that's the big talking point. There seems to be loads of different strategies that goes on. Did you opt to fuel to the end? Did you go for a half fuel strategy, top up a little bit? Did you change all 4? Did you change 2 tyres? Or are you going, I'm not telling you, I'm going to keep that under my belt?
No, I fuel to the end all the time. Never mess around putting fuel in. It's not worth it. It really isn't. So yeah, just change the front 2 tyres and go. And that's basically all I did. There was no strategy other than drive as fast as I could. It was only luck that when Russ set the server up, that it went through to the race first rather than quali, I think. Mm-hmm. And that was all I needed, because I was still downloading the update at that point. So I missed all the practice and I missed all the quali. That's why I basically was starting from.
So what you're saying is thanks, Russ.
Yeah, it was good that the server didn't work. Yeah. So no, that was the result really, and then I managed to get out. But even with that though, I still only just got on, because then the problem I had in race 1 was where I used the VR, the graphics, where they've changed the graphics settings. It was choppy and it was all over the place, so I couldn't get me braking and everything. It was bouncing between like 50, 60, 70 frames and all. It was horrible. But but I managed in between the races. Then I went down, basically just turned everything down to low, and then I got back to 90 frames then, and that was much better for race 2. So that helped. So
through that race 2, you started off positively. You made good progress, I'd say. But you really came alive in that second sector in the second half of the race. After you pitted, you really came alive. Was it a case that you were just, because you were burning the fuel off, you were just waiting for the window, get in, change the tyres, and then get out and just go mad? Or was it a case of just go mad but don't run off the road in that first half?
All of the above. I was basically obviously just trying to drive as fast as I possibly could, because I had so much to make up from obviously messing the quali up, or not making the quali rather, in race 1. So I was hoping I would have been further up the grid in race 1, and I finished in 11th, didn't I? And it was top 10 reverse. I was like, I missed pole by 1 place. It was just 1 more place. But it was just basically just drive as fast as possible and try and make it up. But like you say, once I'd come in and put the fresh tyres on, it was a struggle for the first couple of laps because the fresh cold tyres are worse, I think, than warm tyres. So I struggled to get going. And then once I got going, as you say, having less fuel and having new tyres, I was away then. And I caught Shaw's up, and we caught up, he was stuck behind Pietro, whatever.
Jean Petra.
No, it wasn't Jean Petra.
George Pietro.
George, that's it. Go for
That's
George.
it. So
Yeah, I
got up behind him, and I was in the. Obviously, because I'm teammates with Shaw's, we were talking anyway, and so Shaw's let me by because I said, "Look, you got 63 kilos, trying to go against someone who's I don't think he's got any." So Shaw's was struggling to put a move on him, so I said, "Let me through. I'll try and put a move on him, and then you can follow through." And it didn't happen quite like that, but he did get past in the end, so it worked out all right.
Yeah, because it looked like, obviously, you were all battling, and then, obviously, T-Joke was behind as well. And it just looked like George's tyres went. You know, Shaw's let you through, and then he kept... You get round out of McLean's, and then as they come down to the S's before the start-finish straight, the right, left, the start-finish straight, that Lincoln Co. just disappears into the distance. And it was enough to not get the brakes. And then you got him into Redgate?
Yeah.
Got him into Redgate. Yeah. So was that a case that you went, because again, it was the confidence on the brakes. You were there, but you kept not wanting to, not send it, but...
The problem was, I was faster than him through the chicane. I was braking later, but the problem is he was braking so much and slowing down so much. Any speed I carried through there was just getting wiped out. And whether he was doing it on purpose or not, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's obviously racecraft, whatever. But I thought, I can't be right behind him there. I need to give him a bit of gap before the chicane, which I did. Then drove in at my speed. That allowed me to get up next to him to have him then for Redgate. And I just stuck it down the inside to obviously brake him. And then that was it, gone.
It was I think we got it on stream.
I've been trying to set it up for a few laps. that was the thing. I wanted to get it done earlier, but never mind.
It was good. So the last thing I want to broach on, because obviously I am over my limit, so the last thing I want to talk about quickly is the father coming out of the pit lane at exactly the wrong moment. I mean... Did you? Because obviously you were at the point. There was you, Shaw's, George, and T-Joke were all pretty much together. Was it a case that he just didn't sight you? I mean, because there's not a lot Derek can actually, your dad can do. But equally, was it a case of, like you said, you alluded to earlier, you just shouted at him to get out the way?
Like I said, we were all coming along there. We're all focusing obviously on each other and break points and that. And all of a sudden I saw this black shadow coming out in front, and I was like, oh my God. And it was just like, no. And Shaw thought I was shouting at him that we were getting too close and he was going to take me out. And it wasn't. It was like, Dad, just move, please. And thankfully.
He actually, when you look at it on the stream, he did compromise you in terms of the speed you were carrying, but he thankfully got out the way at the right moment before he caused any further issues. But no, it was interesting to see, and you'll watch it back, and there are there'll be some choice words, I believe, said following that incident. But again,
it's fine.
You seem to be really.
It wouldn't be fine if it had just
gone the other way.
Crashed. But it's fine as it stands.
So I want to just briefly talk on race one, and then I'm going to go and talk to Russ finally. So briefly in race one, again, coming back of the grid, making progress. You've really seemed to have just gelled with the car. You seem to have found. Last season, I know was a very long time ago, but I've watched you in Crest, I've watched you in the Trip 6 Motorsport leagues, between the TCRS leagues, and you didn't have that confidence that you seem to be showing now. Is there something that's changed? Is there new equipment, or is it a case of I don't know? You just seem to be much more confident in the car, and more attacking. I think would be the word I would use. I know last week there was the incident. I get that, slightly different. But overall, you seem to be just more sure of where the car will be, where it will land. So is there something that's changed? Or is it a case of, nah, it just is what it is. Just send it?
Yeah, no, well, I don't know, to be honest. I can't put it down to anything specifically. I've changed a few bits and pieces, but nothing that's going to make a massive difference. I think I just, as you say, I was doing back when we were racing prior that what you were mentioning. I was doing maybe 3 or 4 different championships in 3 or 4 different cars. And the problem is with that, and different sims as well. And the problem is with that, like any of these guys in here that will know as well, trying to flip flop between the sims and the cars, you can't be fast in them all. You could be fast-ish, but you can't be right on it, if you see what I mean. So
Yeah.
more recently, I've just done a lot of TCR, obviously in this, a lot of the TCR racing in this, and Crest, and Next Gen as well, and T6. So it's just been more focusing on one car rather than several, I think, which has helped. So, yeah.
Well done for your... I think is it your first podium this season?
I honestly can't.
I think
remember.
it is. I think it's your first podium this season. Very well done. I'm sure you'll have some words with your dad later. And yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Well done.
No worries.
Going to go across to Russ now, finally. Nice to talk to you, Russ. Nice to see you back in the commentary box.
Hi, mate. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Again, I want to talk through race 2 because that's the big talking point in there. And the big thing is that your pit strategy seemed to put you into second place after the round of pit stops, which was sensational. Was that something that you planned? Did you fuel to the end? Did you just go, right, I'm just going to go in when I see it? Did you have a designated lap you were going for? What was your strategy behind that? Because, like I said, you went straight to second.
I was going to pit 50-50. I was going to do 15 minutes there or thereabouts, depending what lap, obviously, the time that the laps were on. But then we were getting stuck behind Prieto and George and Shaw's, at the front. I think everyone was stuck behind Boki, and I think Aaron was a little bit further ahead of Boki, but everyone was sort of stuck up behind Boki. So I just decided to dive in the pits at around 16, 17 minutes, something like that. And Des followed me in. And then when we come out, apart from, I think it was Andy Foster, we had a completely clear track. And we were just able to nail the lap. The outlap wasn't particularly good. Prieto had picked the following lap, so he got back out ahead of me. So yeah, I was third in the row come the end of all the stops because Gregor was way out in front. And then managed to get past Prieto. I think obviously we passed Shaw's in the stops, past Markham in the stops. So we pitted at the right time. Just going down into the final chicane at one point, completely just locked the brakes. Had to cut the chicane, and I had a massive slowdown, and had to give second place up.
Yeah, I saw that on stream, and I didn't know whether you were giving the place up because you were because I know we talked about it before, was to let the other drivers through. You're like, I'm not involved in this. Off you go. But it was
the thing was, if it was
because you just moved over, so it was penalty.
Yeah, the slowdown was that big. It was like nearly 2 seconds.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah,
I just had to move out of the way. There was no way I could serve a 2-second slowdown penalty whilst trying to keep 4 cars behind me. It just wasn't going to happen. So up from Old Hairpin. I think it was from Old Hairpin up to
McLean's.
Through McLean's and Coppice. The other one, I can't remember what the other one's called. Coppice.
Because at Coppice,
yeah, Coppice. I just had to let everybody through,
and everyone just
in order to serve the slowdown. And then a couple of laps later, I think Prieto got it wrong into the chicane, and was very, very slow through it. And I caught Stu in the back as we all tried to take avoiding action to try and miss him and get round him. And ended up just bumping into each other and slowing everybody down, and somehow he still managed to stay ahead of all of us. But that put me close to the instant point limit. So it was then a case of I let Des through because I knew that he was going to be quicker than me, and I didn't want to risk getting disqualified for the sake of one place. So I literally just let them through, sit on the back of the pack and hope that one of them made a mistake or one of them tried an over-ambitious move that might have taken two of them out. But yeah,
it was not
potentially could have had it. Well, realistically, I should have had a second place if I'd have driven it properly, but never mind.
That's how it is sometimes, though. I mean,
that's it. Yeah,
you know, that's how it is. Ultimately, you got the strategy call correct. It's just how it is sometimes. That's that's why the incident points exist.
that's it. Yeah,
it's one of those really. It's a bit of a shame, I think, but good strategy call for you. And again, driving superbly, really moving forward. In terms of your pace as well, because I want to go back to race 1 now quickly. Qualifying, actually, you early on in qualifying, you had Deeks got 4th, and your teammates with Deeks, if I remember correctly. You're both finding pace in that Astra.
I've got to say, Craig did brilliantly tonight. I'd literally, as soon as I crossed the line in race 1, I put a message on the thing because he drove brilliantly. So really well done to him because he got a third and a 5th tonight, and obviously he's qualified in 4th as well. So he did really, really good job. So I hope he's pleased with himself tonight because he did great.
And it was raw pace as well. I don't mean that disrespectfully.
It was, yeah.
But it's a raw pace, same as like Stu had in race 2, and I said that in stream. It's raw pace that's giving that result. It's not because of accidents or incidents. Because they're very, to be honest, they're very few between now in what it is. But so your race 1 finished 4th in race 1. You must be ecstatic with that as well, because you look at the drivers ahead, and that's really pushed for that as well. I mean, how are you finding the Astra? Because it's only you two and Andy Foster that drive the Astra. There's one other guy.
Very good. In changing direction. So if you've got like a chicane or a couple of left sort of combinations, it's very good. So Slovakia ring, it was pretty good there because it was a lot direction changes. It's very good on the change of direction. The only thing it struggles with is it is a snail down the straight. I was alongside Des at one point in the Peugeot, and he literally just disappeared down the straight.
It's pretty bad if
I was like giving it everything, and he just moved away. Like, if it had a bit more pace down the straights, but it does make up for it in the corners. And it was interesting to hear Mike talking about having brake issues because, funnily enough, we've got the same pedal set, and I messaged him after the other week when he mentioned it, and we seem to have the same problem because I can't trust the brakes either, which is one of the reasons why I locked up into the final chicane in race 2. I have no confidence when I hit that brake pedal that it's going to stop.
Which is, I think, and I think that's come from the brake update they did. Because a lot of stuff I've read when they updated it, they moved it from easy brakes to, because like Mike was saying in ACC, you can basically just hammer the pedal and it works. Yeah. And you've got ABS.
But the problem is, when they did the update, I bought myself a Moser R9 and the SRP pedals. So I went from my old steering wheel on the pre-update to a new steering wheel and pedals and the new update. And like you say, I've done Crest and things like that, all through Crest and everything like that. I was trying to learn the new wheel, new pedals, and I've got to a point where I'm still not 100% confident in it, but I'm sort of 85, 90% most of the time. And then, like I say, you'll get that one road lap where it just does something completely that you're not expecting, locks it up and throws your lap. But yeah, I'm getting better.
You can see that. You can see that. So I think the feature race, just moving away from the racing, I think the feature race was a great success. Well, I hope it was. Yeah. I thought it was a great success. It was brilliant, to be perfectly honest. Stu's very happy that the server didn't work for a while, so he could get in.
I bet he is. I kind of wish I'd have let it go now.
So
But no, it was handy because there was a few people that were missing. So, and it wouldn't have made tonight how it was to not have people there. So,
no, and I think it was superb from start to finish. Perfectly honest, and I hope that I like the mix that it presents, and I like that it's a one-off thing at the minute. Again, I hope it returns for the next season. I think it's perfect in the middle. But anyway, well, thank you very much. I have to go. I am over my allotted time. And it's mainly for my neighbours. That's why we've got an agreement. So, thanks, gents. Well done, Stu, on your second place. Good luck next week.
Well done,
Russ,
Stu.
well
Cheers.
done for top 4 finish. Not
Thank
your
you.
highest finish. Yours highest is a 3rd, I believe. But cracking second. Still cracking result. Perfectly honest. Good job on the pit strategies, both of you. It was nice to have Aaron. It was nice to have Mike. So thank you, and I will no doubt talk to you during the weeks, as I do.
Lovely.
Right.
Cheers,
nice
Andy.
one.
Thanks,
Cheers.
mate.
That's it from me. That was brilliant. At the moment, I am not going to be streaming for the rest of the season, unfortunately, due to personal commitments at the moment. So keep an eye out on that. That might change. I don't know yet. We will have to see. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed it. What a race. Lots of talking points as always. Great success. Gregor, as always, I don't know if you're watching, but congratulations. You pulled the blinder. Perfect strategy on that one. Well deserved as well. It was perfect. Jean Petra, well deserved in race 1. He deserves that as well. Again, not sure what happened in race 2, so that's going to be interesting to see. That's it. Thank you, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your evenings.